being an actor, it's like you can't help but be vulnerable. That's your job. So when you kind of enter into a place where everybody's being vulnerable off the bat, it's that moment of discovery. And there's something literally in the air and in the energy and in the physics of matter that I think changes in a theater room when everybody is kind of in sync and operating on the same wavelength.
We can't lose sight of the greater good. I can explain all this to your boss when he arrives.
It's unlike anything else.
I can explain all this to the president.
And that's what it feels like to get on stage, is just release. Being truly and unapologetically human.
When she gets on a stage, she totally blossoms.
The word that comes immediately to mind is passionate.
I just thought she was riveting. I just loved watching her out there.
She's had some remarkable roles, and she has played all of them so well.
When she is up there on the stage performing, I see people breathing in what being human looks like when Regan is being human. And the way that Regan moves is sort of very powerful, very lyrical, the way she moves through space. She's obviously very strong.
I was working as a resident advisor in one of the undergrad dorms at USC, and our staff, we had a staff meeting one night, and instead of having the meeting, we went out to In-N-Out. And on our way back, we were on the 10 freeway, and there was a car that had run out of gas, and so we came to a stop behind them. And then the car behind us at about 75 miles per hour didn't slow down and just plowed into the back of us.
That one is out in the carpool lane. Multi-car crash there, about 5 cars blocking the left lane. I do see a slowdown. That will start back at about...
I was sitting in the middle of the back seat and just kind of took the brunt of the hit.
This is after midnight, and the phone rings, and MERRILL answers. They told MERRILL that she was in an accident and she was in the hospital.
Well, I did get to talk to her right after the accident. She was in the hospital, and she said, "I can't feel my legs."
It was very surreal. One of those kind of tragic moments that you never think is going to happen to you, and then it does. Initially, we were in LA at Cedars-Sinai. It was the littlest things that, like, I had some shoulder damage, nerve damage, and I couldn't lift my arm to brush my hair. You know, it was those types of little things that were just like, oh my God, like what is life gonna be now? I mean, forget about acting. It was terrifying. One of our family friends had been a longtime volunteer at Craig, and so we knew that Craig was the place to go.
Craig rose to the top of the list of places that we wanted to choose.
Once we heard it was possible to bring her to Craig, there was no decision to be made. I mean, it was just, we're going home.
When we rolled into Craig, I think we all felt like it's gonna be okay. We're here. I think I had a strong internal drive for life. I think that's what people sensed about me, is that I had determination. But there's no question that at different points that determination was hard to muster. I remember being in the initial few weeks and months, and there were times where I would wake up, and I remember like telling my mom and being like, oh, this isn't so bad, okay, I'm not gonna walk, like, no big deal. And then there were other times where I remember telling her, like, I should have died because I'm gonna be a huge burden on everybody.
She had setbacks from time to time, but I think maintained a very positive attitude. At Craig, there was a spirit that you can do this, it's going to be a positive experience, this is the start of a new life.
We wanted her to get on with her life. Craig was really open to us as we had so many questions about what we were going to have to do for Regan.
Regan really determined that these were people that were going to not only be helpful, but they were going to be your friends.
Craig definitely made me stronger.
It's amazing what Craig does. It really is. They're geared to make somebody whole again, and they do it.
And when you leave there, you're ready. Ready for Regan! Yay!
Regan is a dynamic woman.
Regan is always doing more than everybody else.
Yeah.
Her days are just filled.
This is how she rolls.
Regan Linton actually became a board member of Craig Hospital. We were excited to have Regan be a board member. And not only is she a vibrant, dynamic, very intelligent woman, but she also provided the board with an important perspective of a former patient. So when the board deliberated on numerous topics, Regan was able to provide a perspective and have a discussion about those topics through the eyes of a patient. And that was very, very important.
Well, I've continued to try to come back and be part of what's going on at Craig, whether it's through board service or through being a peer volunteer or, just being in the hospital sometimes. Today, I'm the artistic director of Family Theater Company. It's a group that works with actors with all different types of disabilities, from spinal cord injury to traumatic brain injury to MS to Parkinson's, you name it. While Lucy is walking back to the table, I have a feeling people might start clapping. I'm not sure. There are so many different aspects of the production, which makes it really exciting. And I think that's the difference about Family, is we don't approach it as like, oh, these are things that we have to figure out. It's like, ooh, these are creative opportunities. Like, how are we gonna solve this problem? How are we gonna adapt? How are we gonna think creatively about this?
But then also, what is this chair's relationship to this chair as a piece of architecture? And what are our bodies in relationship with both chairs? You know, there are a lot of different possibilities.
What I experience from Regan is when she works with people, when she works to advocate for people, what happens is that she really reminds people to take a deep breath and do whatever it is they need to do to give back to the world.
Having a voice is so important, and being able to share that voice. And I think there are a lot of people who don't get that opportunity. The first thing you need to know is you are not alone.
She's a great representative of what Craig can do for their patients.
Nothing is impossible. Life changes and you have to change with it.